a man named Mitchell, whose terrifying experience led to 2 missing dogs and a lot of unanswered questions. Hello, my name is Mitchell. I found you guys through your YouTube and saw you did some stuff in North Georgia. My girlfriend and I were up there camping with her friend and her friend's boyfriend before the 4th and had some crazy go down. We rode up there on that Thursday before to go camping and just hang out for a couple of days. My girlfriend's friend brought her 2 pit bull dogs with her, which at first seemed okay because we hadn't been camping much and I figured the dogs would keep bears or foxes or whatever away. We found a spot by the river and set up during the day. Everything was pretty normal at that point, I guess. On the way up, we had stopped at a fireworks stand and got some stuff to shoot off. As soon as it got dark, we lit a few, and as soon as we did, we heard a crazy scream, yell type thing in the woods. We thought it was a fox or an owl or something, so we just kept on. Every time we'd shoot one, there was another yell, but it kept getting closer. Eventually, it was right up on us, and the girls were getting freaked out, and the dogs started barking. Then the dogs just took off into the woods, straight to where the sound came from. It sounded like a huge fight between the dogs and this thing. Then the dogs screamed, and everything was quiet. My girlfriend's friend who owned the dogs was screaming and crying, wanting to go into the woods. Then we heard one last yell from this thing that was so loud I could feel it in my bones. Me and the other guy grabbed the girls and dragged them out of there. The next day, we went back to get our stuff and see if the dogs were out there. She said they always come back and they'd be at the camp spot with our stuff. But I just knew that thing killed her dogs. I just knew we would find the bodies there and kind of prepared my girlfriend for that. They weren't there, and there was no sign of them anywhere. I thought you guys would be interested in what happens since you look into Bigfoot and weird stuff in that area. The girl who owns the dogs is from that area and is convinced that Bigfoot or something killed them. I'm not sure who to reach out to about something like this. It's just so weird. Maybe you can point me in the right direction.
What's going on, man? How was your day?
So, according to this,
Jesus, dude.
down this way.
Those kids got a sweet
there's
gun.
network of trails that kind of go around this area. Actually, the road is not far that way. No, we did not park where they parked at. But we're headed into the area where the 2 couples actually camped the night of the incident. We didn't park where they parked because I had the bright idea that we would park at another area and hike in on one of these connecting trails, just to kind of investigate the surrounding area before we came down to this area. And we got here a little later than expected, but that's all right. All of the activity that the two couples experienced happened at night. In the email, they described that during the day it felt completely normal, even though they didn't really have much of a frame of reference because none of them had really been camping much before that.
Damn, dude.
Sorry. We are doing much. So it should be not far down this little path right through
Triple
here.
kill, bitch.
So we're gonna keep moving down this way and see if we can find the exact area where they camp and check it out.
Sorry, we're gonna have to go to red light here too.
Yeah.
Soon we'll approach on white.
Summer.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Why is it doing that?
So thick. Got like a blackened area over here.
That's marsh or what's that?
I don't know. Yeah.
We're going to the hill. That's all mud.
Whoa. Look at this. Shoot. Let's see if there's any kind of. Well, nothing's.
Well, hold on. Got some.
That's unexpected. Just like a low-lying, swampy area back here.
We need to get back here during the daytime.
Oh, for sure.
Check these fronts.
Let's get back on the trail and see if we can find that campsite. It shouldn't be far down here.
There's a beer can right there.
Yeah?
I think they were drinking when they took it.
Yeah.
That might be theirs. I don't know.
All right. You got some pretty old trees through here. Look at the size of some of these, you know? It's an old forest. All right, it's starting to open up over here. Should be right, just right. Yeah. Like it should just be right around. Did you hear that? A knocking?
I didn't know I heard it. Yeah, I just heard that. Sounds like rock on rock.
Damn it. I could show it to you on screen after this match.
Oh, here we go. Fire ring. Nice.
This isn't bad.
Okay. It's right by the river too. Perfect. All right. Yeah, you can see somebody's been camping down here. So this is it. A spoon.
Well, they packed up pretty quick.
Yeah.
It's normal. Well, here, tell you what. Look at this.
What?
That is just a normal household spoon.
Yeah.
They didn't have a lot of camping equipment. They're not like campers. So
Yeah.
they probably just grabbed some stuff out of the silverware drawer and came down.
Well, this is it.
Yeah.
It's right here. All right. So this is where they established their camp.
So further up is where they would have been setting fireworks off at.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then deeper into the woods is where the screams started at and then started to come closer.
So is it?
You're gonna... What?
I saw a purple glow.
Over here.
Yeah.
On the other side of this
Yeah.
edge or whatever.
Yeah.
you can call it.
There's a trail right here.
Hey, I'm moving to night vision.
Okay, go ahead. So, switch over. We can actually probably put your GPS back on. So according to, take that, according to what Mitchell told us,
Are we supposed to use his name? I don't even know if that's his real name.
we don't even know if that's his real name. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, he dropped communication with us after that. I responded a couple of times, and he never responded back, so
I guess if he was,
just dropped everything.
I guess if he's reestablished communication by the time you release any of this footage, if there's anything to release,
Yeah.
GPS back off.
So, according to his email, according to his story, they were here camping. They went away. They might have went over here to shoot fireworks off, just at that other open area. But they were shooting fireworks off and started hearing screams from the woods. So since the river's right here, I'm assuming.
They said it's like deeper in the forest. That's
Yeah.
deeper in the forest, so
Yeah. So since they're bounded by the river here,
it's gotta be that way.
it got to be that way. Yeah. They were shooting fireworks off. We started hearing the screaming. It got worse and worse. It was further off at first, and then it started getting closer. They continued to shoot fireworks off. I don't know why. I guess they thought it was some other kind of animal in the woods, a fox or something like that. Like I said before, these people have not really been camping a lot. So they were shooting off these fireworks, and obviously that was agitating something in the woods. They had 2 pit bulls with them, and they were here at camp the dogs belonged to the friend of his girlfriend, right?
Yeah, the female
Yeah.
friend of the girlfriend, the female of the
Yeah.
other couple.
So they had the 2 pit bulls with them, and they were shooting off fireworks, and one of the swells was getting agitated. They stopped shooting fireworks, and the scream just came from super close to camp. So I'm assuming right around in here. You know?
You're next, yeah.
Yeah. And the dogs just took off into the woods.
Going crazy.
There was some kind of struggle. As they described it, it just sounded
Like the dogs were fighting something.
they were fighting something, and then the dogs, and the word he used was scream. You know, the dogs screamed. And then it was just silence, and then he heard another one of these yells. And then they packed up and just got out of here. So we're going to kind of explore around here and see if there's kind of any evidence of struggle or anything like that. The dogs are gone. They came back the next day because the chick who owned the dogs was so upset, which you can understand. You know, we've had dogs before. If my dog went into the woods and disappeared, and somebody dragged me out of here away from my animals, I would come back and look for them. She thought they would be at camp, but Mitchell knew that something had
He
happened.
said he thought they were going to find dead bodies.
Yeah,
They would find the dogs dead. They didn't find anything.
yeah,
They didn't find anything at all. If the dogs are dead, they're gone.
yeah.
It doesn't seem like they would. I don't know. The chick who owned them said that she was for sure that they were going to be waiting at the campsite. Why she needed to come back.
Yeah.
And then Mitchell was just like, I knew we were going to find dead dogs there. They gathered up their stuff. I mean, most of it. I mean, there's, obviously still stuff around here that maybe is from them. I don't know. Normally I would say that it's people who haven't camped a lot.
Yeah.
and maybe they were hearing something natural, a box, a scream, something. Now, generally, when you set off fireworks like that, animals are going to move away.
Right.
And they're going to go quiet.
Yeah.
Because that's, you know. But this pissed off whatever was out here. The thing that is
Demon Slayer. I added you, buddy.
It sounded like they were fighting something and then screamed. Even if they were fighting coyotes, and let's say the coyotes managed to overpower 2 pit bulls, you would find something here dead the next day.
Right.
You know?
Even if it was just like parts of a carcass or something
Fur,
like that.
blood, something.
Yeah. Yeah, but they said they didn't find anything like that. Everything.
Well, I mean, if we come across 2 pit bulls dead out here, I'm not including that in the video. Right?
No, please don't. Do not.
And I guess try to get back in touch with them and say we found the animals that belong to this friend, because I guess she's torn up.
Yeah.
I say we move closer in to where we think the screams are coming from and see if anything happens.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Let's look around here.
We shouldn't require this. So,
No, because we are in a drought right now. They really shouldn't have been shooting off fireworks then. So.
good point. When it becomes wetter and it's safer to do so, we may want to try to replicate those sounds.
See, I've always wanted a firework experiment. Now I have it.
Now you've got one.
Yeah, let's go down this way.
So we're going to go night vision with red flashlights right now.
Yeah.
And because the bugs are
Pretty bad.
pretty bad.
How do you feel right now? Just being here at the
Right
campsite.
under the campsite, not bad, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And again, there's so many variables to the story.
Yeah.
The way it was told and the personal reasons and everything like that. I saw a beer can over here. They came out here, they were probably partying, you know. Normally I would just say they got spooked in the woods, they heard a fox or something. The fact that the fireworks brought it in as opposed to driving natural wildlife's not
It's
going to
bizarre. Yeah, that's
fireworks.
bizarre. So you're looking at something that's possibly really aggressive.
I mean, yeah.
You know, and this is obviously a well, not obviously, but this is possibly some sort of territorial thing.
What I find odd about it, though, is this is not an area where we're supposed to hunt. It's national forest.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not a lot of gunfire from hunters here unless that's when he's poaching, you know. But still, loud explosions like that are going to drive things away, not draw them in.
Yeah.
And I go back to this, even if it was like a pack of coyotes, you would have heard maybe they've never heard coyotes before.
Yeah.
They said they were talking that it was like a singular creature or a singular animal
And
or singular something screaming.
And they said it sounded like it was just so loud that it was huge. It sounded like it had just like this power behind it, like all this.
Yeah, and things sound louder at night, but again, the fact that the dogs have disappeared after what sounded like a fight and the dogs screaming.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's move closer to this direction and see what we got. I'll have white light ready in case we need it to look at something closer. But for the sake of our night vision and for the sake of not getting bombed, drive bombed by all the insects out here, we're going to go red light right now.
All right.
Night vision on the camera. All right, let's go.
This is claustrophobic back here. Look at this.
It's one of 2 possible outcomes. This may not.
Yeah.
But this is.
Look how thick this is.
Yeah, this is. Oh, man, there's like a little valley going into the woods here, so let's get into that. I mean, you're in like a tunnel right now. You're in like a tunnel middle of the woods.
This is scary. This is so.
Now that you're moving away from the camp, this is good.
Are you serious?
This guy.
Look at this.
Someone's traveling up this way. It's gonna wash out.
Hell yeah.
Take a look. Ah. Ah. Yeah, it looks like something kind of just
Just goes down with the water, I think.
Let's check it out. If there's sand or something, we can see if there's any kind of prints or anything.
Getting white light.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, there's like a whole.
Beach. Yeah, check the ground.
Yeah, wow.
Take your out of the water.
Dog prints. Hey,
Yeah.
dog prints.
You got paw prints?
Yeah, dog prints.
Oh, this is where they were then definitely. Well, I mean, again, somebody else could have been out with a dog. Are they big? Sizable? Oh yeah, those are big. Those are about the size of a big.
Here's some more right here. Look. Here you go.
This is just all river rock. All right, so it's got to be this other way then that they went. This just goes to the water.
What after this? Oh my God. This is terrifying back here too.
This is extremely. I mean, you know, this is right above us. You're like a little tunnel here. A tunnel of the mountain.
Let's head this direction, because that's obviously a dead end. This is crazy though. This is an old forest, man. Alright, let's travel this way. Let's see if we can find anything. So far we've heard some kind of weird
Rock on rock?
rock on rock.
Heard what sounded like, it might have been an owl down next to the water line. It's hard to tell some of the water, but
Wow.
Has to be trees there.
This has to be, this part of the forest has got to be just old.
It's good sized.
Triple kill, yo. Something that I noticed back there.
What?
There's not a lot of trash right there. It's not a well-used. They said that was tucked away.
Yeah.
And it is tucked away.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of trash that you would see around a well-used campsite this part of summer.
Yeah.
There's one spoon in there that they probably dropped.
Yeah.
One beer can that's a little bit, far off that may or may not be from them. This area is obviously not used very much. There's a lot of people over here.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
not a lot of people here.